Good evening. Thank you, Judge Livingston, for that very kind introduction. Thank you to President Ron Flagg, to Board Chairman John Levy for your partnership and for your leadership. And most of all, thank you to the many Access to Justice leaders here in the room today for your dedication and your service. And congratulations to the Legal Services Corporation, 50 years fighting to realize the ideal of equal access to justice for all. It's a particular honor to join you here today as LSC's mission and the mission of the Office for Access to Justice are closely aligned. That mission, equal access to justice for all, is critical as the underpinning and the core promise of our American justice system. We believe that justice belongs to everyone. If you can't access it because of your income, your identity, where you live, or the language you speak, we simply cannot call it justice. And as we jointly continue in pursuit of this ideal, it has become clearer than ever that we must use all the tools at our disposal. And that's what LSC has been demonstrating for 50 years in funding legal aid, alternative access to counsel models like community justice workers, technology innovations, pro bono work, and so much more. And it's also how we pursue our work at the Office for Access to Justice. We're supporting access to legal help, including through partnerships with the Federal Bureau of Prisons to improve access to counsel in federal pretrial facilities, and to provide civil legal help to incarcerated individuals post-conviction. But we're also working to simplify forms and processes. We're promoting efforts to reduce economic burdens like fines and fees. And we're lifting up innovative models that empower community and that bring justice to the people, like community justice workers, rural justice buses, medical legal partnerships, and so much more. But none of our progress could have been done without the unwavering commitment and support of my boss, the Attorney General of the United States. Our office's growth and modernization and our development of innovative initiatives are because of his support, his leadership, and his vision. In fact, one of his earliest actions upon being sworn in as Attorney General was to reinvigorate the Office for Access to Justice. And since then, he has demonstrated the highest level of commitment and support for the mission of access to justice for all, with the realization of the urgency of this work. Tonight, it is my distinct honor to introduce him, a man who needs no introduction. I now welcome to deliver remarks the 86th Attorney General of the United States, Merrick B. Garland.
Thanks, Rachel, for that overly generous introduction. It's very nice to be among friends. And I don't take that word lightly. I've been friends with John Levy and Ron Flagg for much of my professional life. And looking over the list of LSC leaders and board members and even the co-chairs of this event, I see other friends stretching all the way back to law school and college. I suppose that's no coincidence. A core element of friendship is often a shared commitment to fundamental values. I am proud to share my LSC friends' unwavering commitment to making equal access to justice a reality for all Americans. So, 50 years. Some of us in this room remember when there was doubt LSC would ever get off the ground. There is serious doubt it would make it to its 10th anniversary, and doubt again that it would survive much past its 20th. But survive it did, and here we are at 50. Not only did LSC survive, it flourished. In FY 2023, Congress appropriated the highest amount ever to LSC. Not what you requested, not what you need, but a lot better than the bad old days of dramatic funding cuts and the threat of zero funding. LSC's success has been due to the extraordinary stewardship over many years of its chairs, presidents, boards, and partners, and to their ability to help others from across the political spectrum see that the health of our democracy depends on its progress towards equal access to justice. The Department of Justice is honored to be your partner in that effort. Fulfilling the promise of equal justice under law is core to our mission at the Justice Department. And fulfilling that promise demands that we too work to ensure equal access to justice. For without equal access to justice, the promise of equal justice rings hollow. As part of the Justice Department's effort, we have restored, as Rachel said, our standalone Office for Access to Justice. That office is led exceptionally by Rachel Rossi. It is now composed of more than 40 attorneys and staff, from zero. It houses the Federal Pro Bono Program, the Justice Department's first ever language access coordinator, and attorneys and staff with expertise in criminal, indigent defense, immigration, veterans issues, and other matters. Its mission is to work in partnerships with those on the front lines to identify and address the most urgent legal needs of communities across America. As part of its work, the office also administers the Legal Aid Interagency Roundtable, of which LSC is a partner. I'm very proud of the work that the Office for Access to Justice is doing. We gather at a time when protecting the rule of law is as urgent as it has ever been. Public faith in the rule of law depends in no small part on public faith that our system will ensure equal justice under law. And that faith, in turn, depends on there being equal access to justice. And equal access to justice, in turn, depends on the work and expertise of LSC and its grantees, the thousands of professionals who do the difficult and demanding work of providing legal services to those in need. We know there is so much more work to do. Too many Americans still cannot afford legal services. And for too many Americans, not being able to afford a lawyer still means the difference between providing for their families or losing their jobs, having a roof over their head or losing their home, putting food on the table or going hungry. And so for too many Americans, the promise of equal justice under law has yet to be fulfilled. But for 50 years, LSC has been moving our country closer to fulfilling that promise and lowering barriers to justice. On behalf of the Department of Justice, I want to thank you for your work and for your tireless advocacy. And on behalf of myself personally, I want to thank you for reminding us, all of us, why we do this work. It's because we believe in the power of law to protect one another and to protect our democracy. Congratulations on your anniversary.